And while the president has revealed his plan to hopefully end hunger here in the U.S., United Way Bay Area is also tackling the issue of food insecurity right here in our community. And joining us now is Kelly Batson, Chief Community Impact Officer at United Way Bay Area. Kelly, thank you so much for being here. We've been talking an awful lot about inflation and how it's taking just a bigger and bigger bite out of our paychecks. Is that causing more families, do you think, to struggle with food insecurity?
Yes, absolutely. Over 600,000 Bay Area households are struggling to cover their basic needs and all the costs they have in a month: food, housing, childcare, transportation, and childcare. That's 1 in 4 Bay Area households. And of course, we've seen during the pandemic that the food banks are seeing, up to an 80% increase in demand. And then, the food and shelter programs that we work with closely are seeing that same rise in costs. So they're having to cover those costs. And then they're still continuing to pivot from the pandemic, right? So there's home delivery options and takeout options that they have increasing costs. So yes, absolutely, we're seeing those same things in our programs and in the communities that we work in.
Yeah, I mean, that 600,000 figure that you shared is really staggering. We're going to have to keep our conversation a little shorter today as we are monitoring some updates regarding that school shooting that took place in Oakland. So I've got one more question for you, Kelly. You talked about this emergency food and shelter program that you run. Talk about the importance of it and what you're hoping comes from this new focus by the Biden administration on food insecurity.
Yes, absolutely. So our emergency food and shelter program, we're supporting organizations across the Bay Area and working in close partnership to provide food programs, shelter programs, and we really see that access as, helping families thrive, right, and helping them to afford to live in the Bay Area. Last year, we helped to get out over 5 million meals through that program. And we know that the food budget is where, it's the first place to get squeezed when someone has multiple costs that they can't cover. So we're really excited about this announcement. California was one of the first states to actually announce a universal food program. So we're hoping to see more policy actions like expanding of child tax credit and the earned income tax credit and continue that fight against poverty and lifting folks up. We need to make a different choice about our children and our families and make sure they have what they need to thrive.
Yeah, indeed we do. Kelly, I know it's a really important cause. We appreciate the great work that the United Way Bay Area does. Thank you again for coming on today.
Thank you.